And afternoon, folks. Welcome back to the channel and to another Vanother Collective collaborative video. Vanother Collective, we're a group of like-minded campervanners, caravanners and motorhomers, and once a month we'll get together and produce a video on a certain subject. And this month is our best and worst trips. And we've struggled with this, haven't we?
Very much so, yeah.
Yeah, because basically we haven't had a worst trip. Every trip has its good points, it has its bad points. Some you can do something about, some you can't, i.e. the weather. So what we're going to do is we're just going to run through, I've picked our longer trips, sort of more than sort of 3-4 days where we've gone away, and we'll just run through them and we'll pick off some of the bits and pieces where we've made mistakes. We've tried to do things the wrong way and it hasn't worked for us. And to be perfectly honest, the best thing you can do is just take the good with the bad and learn from it.
Yeah, don't do it again.
Well, we do. It's a recurring theme, as you will see. And it's usually my fault. I'm going to hold my hands up here, it's usually me. Okay, so trips. Our first major trip, which was only 2 or 3 days, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was 2 nights.
It was 2 nights, and it was sort of 15-20 minutes up the road from here,
yeah.
At a CAMC site near Durham. It was our first experience of, shall we say, cold weather camping.
Oh, just a bit.
Yeah, there was snow on the ground.
Yeah.
It was December.
Yeah.
Because we visited the Christmas market in Durham, which was, it was nice. We'd done that before, but not in the motorhome.
No, just like car.
You know, I mean that was December 2022 we did that trip. Now we'd had the motorhome 3 months.
About that.
About that.
Yeah.
It was our first real proper trip out in it. We
just wanted to see what it was like in the cold weather, whether it would hold up. That's why we only went down the road.
Yes, because if it got too bad, we could go home. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, yes, we found out that the van can cope with the cold weather.
Yes.
We can't. The van can.
Yes, and don't leave the heating up high when you go to bed.
No, because otherwise you find yourself stood outside the van with slippers on in the snow, trying to cool down because it's too hot in the van.
Yeah,
that was the one thing we learnt from that.
Yes, yeah, that was a bad bit.
Yes, hey, it was.
You learn.
Hey ho, you learn. And yeah. I know, don't leave the heating all the way up overnight.
No.
So I haven't done that since.
No.
I do sort of leave it on a sort of
15.
About 15 overnight. If it's cold weather, then I'll leave it on, particularly this time of year.
Yeah.
You know, I'll leave it on about 15 overnight, and it works.
Yeah.
For us.
Yeah.
Right, next trip was the Lake District. That was a campsite, an independent campsite.
There was no...
No, there was nothing really that sort of went badly wrong or particularly brilliantly.
No, it was just nice.
It was just a nice trip.
Yeah, so...
You know, so nothing to learn from that one.
Really?
Then Scotland. Now, this was... We just had the van upgraded for the lithium.
Yeah, it was May.
It was, yeah, it was May.
Yeah. So we only had a short week.
Yeah, I think we were away for what, 5 nights?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'd planned the route, the 500, wasn't it?
No, it was the middle bit.
Yeah, you start at Stirling
and work your way round sort of the bottom end of the Cairngorms, I think it is.
Yes, I think so, yeah. Nice little circle. That's what we'd planned.
That's what we'd planned.
We'd agreed on, yeah. Get to Stirling. Someone decides, we're going to Loch Ness. Oh, are we? That wasn't in the plans. But we went. Glorious weather.
Oh yeah, weather was one thing we can't complain about that week. It was lovely. It was warm.
Loch Ness, it's beautiful. Scotland is beautiful.
Yes.
Yes. Shame I didn't see much of it because when we drive, I just fall asleep randomly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had planned a few things that I wanted to visit on that original trip. So we didn't get to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't change plans.
To say we had a few words is an understatement.
Yeah, we did have a bit of a ding-dong on that trip, didn't we?
Yeah, in the car park next to the railway station.
Yeah.
I'll leave the rest to your imagination.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, what we learnt from that was, well, shall I say what I learnt from that? Don't change plans halfway through.
No, I don't like that.
No, you don't.
No.
And don't drive too far too often.
No, not all the time. If you've only got a limited amount of time,
Yeah.
travel accordingly.
Yeah.
You know, I know on your longer ones, if you want to go further away, I know you're going to have driving days.
Yeah. Yeah, we found that particularly in Europe.
Yeah.
It's a big place.
That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, it is a big place. So,
yeah.
but when you're doing a short trip,
Yeah.
try and sort of limit it to maybe a couple of hours driving at most, really.
Yeah. Or if you wanted to go a little bit further, do that driving in one day.
And then stop.
At the start, and then stop and hop.
Yeah, then do little hops.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one thing we have picked up, and we try to do that now.
Yeah.
It's particularly in this country. I mean, okay, like we've said, in Europe, it's a big place, and the distances are much larger, and we're generally over there for a lot longer.
Yes.
So yes, we can accept those.
So maybe like we have 1 or 2 driving days, then we have 3 or 4 days, a little bit less driving.
Yeah. Yeah. You learn from that.
Yeah. So that wasn't very nice.
No.
Although I did enjoy the things we did do.
Yes, we had probably one of the best park ups we've ever had.
Oh yeah, that was nice.
That was up in the Cairngorms near Newton Moor.
Yeah.
That was.
Is that still?
Yes, it's still there.
No, it's still the Cairngorms.
Yeah. It was the bottom end of the Cairngorms. Yeah, it was absolutely
Mind you,
stunning.
we would have had that place whether we'd gone to
Loch Ness or not.
Loch Ness or not.
No.
Yes, we would have.
Yeah, we would have done.
Yeah.
Yeah, we would have done.
You know.
So yeah,
Not bitter.
No, but we are going back to Scotland.
We will. Yes.
Yeah, we are going back to Scotland.
Yes.
Right, the next trip that we've got down here is our trip to Europe in 2023. Now, this is my personal favourite trip. Purely because we went to a lot of places and we saw a lot of fantastic places that you'd been to that I hadn't.
Yeah.
And I got to experience them as well.
Yeah.
Now we start that trip, the first half of that trip, certainly the first week. It's one of those things you can't do. The weather was atrocious. It's one of those things you can do nothing about. I mean, the drive across Belgium after we'd spent our first night in Ypres and got drowned trying to get something to eat in Ypres.
Yeah.
Then the drive across Belgium was just horrendous.
I missed Luxembourg.
Yeah, you did. You fell asleep. You saw the border.
I did. So, we're going into Luxembourg. Oh, I always wanted to go there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you woke up in Trier.
Yes.
Which is in Germany.
Well, just before.
Just before Trier.
Yes.
Yeah, in Germany.
So I missed Luxembourg altogether.
Yeah, somebody can sleep through a country. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, that was one of those days.
But no more sore neck when I'm falling asleep.
Yes, you made yourself that, didn't you?
I hope it works.
Yeah. Yes. But for me, visiting certain towns, Trier was beautiful.
Oh, it's a beautiful town, yes.
Cockham Castle.
That was fun.
And the bus trip.
Yeah, that
up
was
there,
fun. That was fun.
Through those tiny little narrow streets. Literally, I mean, it was a single-decker bus, but for those of you that have been to Germany, you know some of these houses are not exactly.
Well, you get to hear the way they're built. They're built towards.
Yeah, I mean, in some places there were sort of gaps like that between the buildings and the bus. Certainly an interesting bus ride.
Oh yeah.
It was worth it just for that, and the castle was brilliant.
Yeah.
If anyone goes to Cockham Castles, look out for our sticker, because I did stick a sticker there.
You'd be long gone now.
Yeah, because it was one of the paper ones. I've now got the ones that are plastic laminated. So if we go back, I'll put another one there.
Yeah, that was a highlight. Yeah.
Yeah, that was definitely a highlight. Rothenburg, I loved that town. Walking round the wall at Rothenburg was beautiful.
Yeah.
And some of the park ups, particularly heading back up through Germany. I can't remember the castle, but we parked outside that castle. I can't remember the name of it.
No.
That was €10 a night. I mean, okay, we celebrated a cheap park up with a €40 meal, but it was schnitzel was beautiful, wasn't it? It was lovely. And then that freebie park up in the Harz Mountains, which was stunning.
Yeah, but I had a nice short walk.
Yes, we had that was sort of like that, but it was. That's why we kept it short.
Well, at the time I couldn't walk very far.
No, you had some issues with your feet, but it was a good day. And then there was that nice sort of evening thing, local thing in the sort of swimming pool area. Yeah. Chatting with locals. Yeah. It was a really nice trip. And then our first experience of a campsite in Germany. At Camping Sonnenberg near Muden, I think is the name of the village.
I think so, yeah.
Near Fassberg. Yeah. Not too far south from Hamburg, actually, that one.
Yeah. Actually, it's a very good place if you did want to venture out, because you do have public transport. Yes,
there's a lot of stuff round there.
To Hamburg.
To Hamburg, Celle.
Yeah, well, you've got one of the concentration camps there.
Bergen-Belson's not too far from there as well. We didn't really have. I would have stopped there, but we didn't have time because we were heading.
No, we were heading.
We were heading for Holland.
West.
Yeah, we were heading west for Holland, weren't we?
West. I just got confused a minute there. Yeah.
Yeah, and then there was that freebie park up at Hasseluna by the lake.
Yeah, although that's no longer free.
That's no longer free. I've looked on Park for Night on that one. I think they have added some facilities to it. So. Obviously, a lot of people have been using it.
I do think it's quite a popular one. Well, it was then.
It was then. We were lucky to get a spot.
Very lucky, on that just because trip. Somebody was leaving in 5 minutes and they stopped us. Yeah,
we were about to turn around and go and find another spot, and they said, "Oh, you're looking? Yeah, we're going in 5 minutes." So we just pulled up out the way and had their spot when they left.
Yeah. Very lucky. Yeah, that was a nice trip.
That was a very nice trip.
Even though, like we said, the weather to start with was atrocious, but there's nothing you could do about that.
No. And on that trip as well, we had probably what was your favourite park up ever.
Oh, yeah.
In Weiste.
Yeah.
Gronsels was the name of the camp, little...
Oh, right. I can't remember.
Yeah, it was a lovely...
But it was tranquil.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was one. We planned to stop there for one night. It was that nice we stayed for 2.
And we just... didn't do a lot, just potted a bit. We actually got to chat. We have,
Yeah, we did. We actually filmed our 1 year anniversary video there.
Yes.
Just chilling out, sat under the pear tree.
Yes.
Yes, it was very nice.
Yeah.
I'd go back there.
Yeah.
I would happily go back
there.
There
is a lot of things. If you like your history.
Yes.
From prehistoric up to modern time history.
There's a lot around there. Yeah. Although I think to get around there, we'd need different bikes. Tourers.
No, it'd be all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, or you can hire some.
Yeah, that's true. It's easy enough and cheap enough to hire bikes in Holland.
Well, most places.
Yeah. Yeah. So that, as I said, that is
that's a good one.
Yeah, that was a good trip, and it's my personal favourite. I've enjoyed every trip, but that's my personal favourite. The next one was Northumberland. Now that was April
last year,
wasn't it?
Yes, yeah, because I think tickets are still valid, but they're still closed.
Yes, St Castle doesn't open until the end of March.
No.
Otherwise, we'd have gone back there. This month, wouldn't we?
Yeah. It's a shame.
Again.
The weather,
but it's Northumberland in April.
In a storm.
Yeah. It's not going to be dry. It's not going to be warm. So you kind of deal
And
with
it was
it.
very windy, yeah.
It was very, very windy. Chloe went flat on her arse in a car park on Holy Island. Yeah.
Poor girl.
But
Yeah.
we
Sorry,
did
Chloe.
find some nice campsites and some nice park-ups
Yeah.
up there. There's a lovely camper at Air that we found on the way back from that one that we will
just
use again.
North of Morpeth.
Yes. So that was a good trip. The next one we did was Wales, when we went to Llangollen. We stayed at a farm, a campsite on a farm. Now,
independent, aren't they?
yeah, a very small independent campsite on a farm. And the one thing I picked up from that those sort of campsites are very, very good value for money. Very good value for money. And Llangollen's a lovely place.
Oh, it is. It's beautiful, and the walks are just endless.
Oh yeah, and the canal ride on the boat, that was beautiful.
Yeah, but again, if you didn't want to pay for the boat ride, you could walk.
Yeah, you can walk along it.
Or if you have a bike,
you can cycle on it.
Cycle on it. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a lot of history around there as well.
Is that?
Yes.
I didn't notice.
Well, the viaduct that we walked to is a UNESCO site.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, so there is a lot of industrial history.
Yes. Yeah.
There.
Right. Oh, okay. Yeah.
So that was
It was
nice.
a nice place. Yeah.
Yes, very nice place. And then last year's trip to Europe. The recurring theme is back. Trying to do too much.
Well, that was pre-planned, though.
It was pre-planned,
and it worked out all right.
It did.
It did.
It did. I mean, in my defence, I really wanted to go to Normandy because last year, obviously, was the 80th anniversary of the D-Day landings. I'm ex-military, and it was something I really felt I had to do.
Yeah,
and it was. What did I learn from that? I like France.
I don't, because I don't speak French.
That was funny. I wish I caught that on camera. We were walking around. I can't remember. I think when we were walking up near the Seine.
Oh, it could be. Yeah.
Yeah, we were bimbling up. We were bimbling up to. We'd parked up next to the River Seine. Lovely park up. Meilleraye-sur-Seine, I think, was the place. €8 a night. It was lovely, wasn't it?
It was lovely, yeah.
And there was a bakery in the village, and we were walking up there to get some baguettes and some croissants and all the rest of it for breakfast. And Siska's going, I can't remember the French for good morning. And we walked a little bit further, and just totally randomly, I said, I know the French for good morning. She sort of looked at me, all sort of ready for my pearl of wisdom. And I went, good morning. For the youngsters that don't recognise that, it was Hello Hello. Yes. Check it out. It's a really good comedy series. Yes. That was, yeah. And then, to be perfectly honest, the best part of that trip for me was actually the last 3 days of that trip where we spent it in Zeeland. Because we
again, it was at a farm, wasn't it?
No, it was a mini camping.
That's it, yeah.
Yeah, what they call mini camp, a small campsite, mini camping in Holland.
It's field.
It's a field,
They do have a building with a reception, washing machines, showers, toilet.
Yeah.
You know, facilities you need, but it's not like enclosed or.
No.
No, it's more informal, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say it was small. I mean, there were probably about 30 vans on it. Oh,
yeah, but like your pictures are smaller, or tend to be.
Yeah, but it was one of those, but because we'd done so much, sort of France, Belgium, into Holland, spent some time with your family, Alana and Liam and the boys were over, so we'd done a lot of running around with the grandchildren. And then we had a couple of days in Germany, sort of going back to places that.
Oh, excuse me. Yeah.
From our past, bit down memory lane at Nordhorn and Bad Bentheim. To basically go to Zeeland and stop for 3 days and just chill. I mean, okay, we cycled 30k.
Yeah,
leisurely. Leisurely, yes. I mean, I probably ate more calories than I burned off cycling.
Maybe.
Maybe. Cakes and things.
What did we have for lunch that day?
That was croquette and chips.
It wasn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah, why did I ask? It was croquette and chips.
It's always croquette and chips.
Yeah.
Yeah. In Holland, it's always croquette and chips. In Germany, it's always bratwurst
And chips.
and chips. You know.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
So again, what we've learned from that is it is nice to just stop for a few days.
Yeah, even though we did a lot of driving.
Yeah, that was a long drive
was-
that day.
It was better spread.
Yeah. And we didn't go on the motorways,
No.
which is
No,
why
I
it took a
once or
long
twice
time.
a little
Oh
bit,
yeah,
yeah.
a couple of little bits on the motorways, but the vast majority of that drive, I mean, I could have done it in 3 hours on a motorway, but it would have been boring.
I definitely would have been asleep.
Oh yeah, you would have been. You know, but it's like slipping back to the trip in 2024 when we drove from the campsite back towards Holland.
2024.
In 2023, when we drove from the campsite in Germany all the way to Holland, we saw much more because we went non-motorway,
Yeah.
and we didn't do it. I mean, because your sister had driven motorway to the campsite from where we were going to, we knew there were problems around Bremen on the motorway.
A
lot of roadworks.
Roadworks and that,
So we deliberately said, right, we'll avoid the motorways, we'll
Yeah.
go non-motorway.
Yeah.
And that found us that stop at Asseluna. And one thing I have found in Germany, if you stay off the motorways, the laybys on some of the what's the equivalent is of a B road,
Yeah.
maybe an A road over here.
Yeah.
The laybys are so much better.
Yeah, they
And much
usually
nicer.
set back.
Yeah,
And a lot of them do have picnic benches as well.
yeah. So that's
Yeah.
one of the reasons that when I'm over there, I mean, I tend to stick to non-motorway.
Well, it depends how far you've got.
Depends how far
yeah.
I've got to go. I mean, for what I'm planning for this year's trip, there will be a bit of motorway because
Well, if we've got to look into it.
we've got to look into it. But that particular bit is motorway
Yeah.
to do that bit. So, but most of the time I'll try to stay off the motorways. And that's just something that we've learned from experience over the years. I mean, even going over to visit your mother in the car, we wouldn't go on motorway.
Oh no.
Because the last time we went over from here without the motor, before we got the motorhome with the car, we usually go from Newcastle to Amsterdam and then set it up non-motorway and drive that way. Now it takes a little bit longer.
Yeah. It's
but
shorter.
It is shorter, but it is a better drive, a nicer
Lovely
drive.
and there's plenty of places where you can just stop.
Yeah,
You know, be out the car for an hour.
yeah.
Be
Enkhuizen
entertained.
is a nice spot to stop at.
It is, yeah.
And,
you just hit that around lunchtime.
Yeah, yeah. And for those of you that want to go to Enkhuizen in your motorhome, yes, there are some camper places
There
around
are,
there.
yes, yeah.
And
Oh, there's
campsites.
plenty,
There's plenty around
yeah,
there. It's a
plenty.
very touristy area.
Yeah.
So that's nice. And our last trip was Edinburgh.
Just 2 months ago.
Yeah, just 2 months ago. Again, an independent campsite, one I would certainly go back to, even in the summer when it's going to be slightly more expensive purely because of where it is,
Yeah.
because it's practically in Edinburgh, right on the outskirts. So yeah, but I would go back to those.
Yeah. Plus, they advertised the fact that you could take a bus into Edinburgh.
Yeah.
Because sometimes when you go to a campsite, you don't even know if there's public transport or anything.
No, you don't.
So you take a chance.
Yeah, you just wing it, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if there isn't, it's like, well, either you have to take a taxi or you don't go. Or you take them home and you don't really want to take them into towns.
No, you don't. Well, I don't anyway.
No, not really.
No. I mean, I'm a confident driver, but I wouldn't like to drive a 7-metre van around a city like Edinburgh. No. So, that's all of our trips. Basically, I mean, looking at that,
Plus and minuses.
pluses and minuses, my favourite, our best trip, in my opinion, was our Europe 2023. which was
Yeah,
mainly
I think
Germany.
I think it must have been. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Apart from the first bit.
Apart
Too
from
much,
the first bit.
Yeah, a little bit much driving and
Yeah.
and the weather, but like I said,
Can't do anything about weather. And our worst one.
It's got to be Scotland.
It's
really.
got to be Scotland, but it was a fantastic trip.
Yeah.
You know, we did do plenty of nice things, but because it was our first long trip.
Well, not long. It was only a week.
It was only a week, yeah, but it was the first time
Like
we'd been out for
longer
more than
to-
3
yeah.
or 4 days.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we were newbies.
Yeah.
We were making newbie mistakes.
Well, for some, it's not mistakes what we did.
No, some people like doing that.
Yeah.
You know,
that's
so
fine.
you know, we found that you don't.
No. Sorry.
So yeah, but we do compromise on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah.
You know, we've not had a bad trip.
No. No.
You know, we haven't had any major disasters. Touch wood. Yeah. So yeah, all we can say is with that is just you take what you can from every trip, and you learn from it. Mm-hmm. You know, and then you adjust the next trip.
Mm-hmm. And then the trip after that, you make the same mistakes again.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
You know, but
eventually it'll stick.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, if you've enjoyed yourself, it doesn't really matter, does it?
Thing.
You know, as long as you've enjoyed it and had fun,
which
is the whole point of it in the end. So I think that's just about it for this one. Mm-hmm. Don't forget to go over and watch everybody else's videos. Obviously, they'll have had... it's going to be interesting to see how people interpret this particular title.
Yeah, most people have been doing this longer than us.
Yes, most people have been doing this a lot longer than we have. So they maybe will have a worst trip and we'll have a best trip.
Yeah.
But we've only been doing it for 2.5 years.
Yeah.
So we haven't had time really to have a worst trip and bits fall off the van and stuff like that. So no. Yeah, touch wood. Yes. So like I said, make sure you go over and watch everybody else's videos, see what they've come up with for this one. I'm certainly going to enjoy looking at those and see what they've done. And just a quick add-on, we will be going out in the van.
Yay!
In the not too distant future. When this video comes out, it'll be next week.
Yes.
That we'll be out in the van. So look out for that one. We haven't quite decided where we're going. We've got a rough idea, but you'll see when we get there. So
possibly slightly north from here.
Yeah, probably slightly north from here, but we haven't.
How far we haven't decided.
Yeah,
yet.
we haven't quite decided.
No.
We're not going to make the same mistake as the last one. Last time we went north. No, I don't want that again. No. Right. So on that note, we will see you in the not too distant future on our first trip out in the van in 2025, and we'll see you next month for the next Vanother Collective video. Bye.